We are apparently now live according to the interwebs.
The
Let me
Interbutts.
refresh the page on the. Oh, yep, perfect. We are live. So, what is up, my bros? It has been, for me at least, being on the channel, not through voiceovers or TikToks or things like that I've been posting on our channel. It has been a year since we've been on here. Of course, we did. In the Philippines, the word is lampas. We did pass by our 4-year anniversary, but we are now back, at least for today's episode, of course. And you know me, it's your boy Jukeros, aka Reggie, and with my co-host here. It's been a while since I've seen him, but you guys have seen him between now and then. It's Gary, GBX93.
Who are you people again? Wait. Is this the court mandated psychotherapy and the shock therapy?
No shocks. We don't do that anymore. That's inhumane. Gary, what did we talk about? The fork and the. I missed you, buddy.
I've missed you too. So to peel back the curtain for a little bit, the reason why we haven't done one of these in a while is because Reggie and I said from the outset to each other, real life comes first.
That's right.
I'll go into my details if Reggie feels open to it. He can go into his details. I've been going through some personal shit with my family, in my personal life. Work is killing me, slowly but surely, as we've established here. I've been playing a metric shit ton of Magic the Gathering because Vanguard is dead to me. That's only for my channel. If you guys couldn't tell since the last episode, the collection has grown. I now own a Dononi Taijin Murasame without the Murasame bits. I own the Zeo Ultra Zord because that is one of my favorite Megazord combinations in all Power Rangers. God King Oger because let's just be real here. 20 mecha in one combination is ridiculously stupidly awesome.
I would do the mecha again if I could.
Yeah, there's stuff here. There's stuff over here that you guys can't see, including I got two Bruticus's last year. Reggie, I got one of them is the I don't know if you're familiar with the not fans project munition and explorer set from like 12 years ago.
How'd you track that down?
Believe it or not, Transformer Land had the Munitioner Explorer and the Bruticus like 5-pack. I grabbed that, and then a buddy of mine had the Unite Warriors Bruticus that I got from him around the holidays last year. I got like SH Monster Eyes Red Eyes. I got a bunch of graphic novels, and then Vaughn convinced me to buy this, and I think I had this last year when we recorded, but hi Vaughn. I hate you. Yeah, the Ultra Memorial thingy with sound effects and the music, and I have all the cards, and they're doing these super special awesome release for the oh my god, what's that changer called? The Zet Riser?
I don't know, man. Remember, I just.
Yeah, I know. I know. I mean, Vaughn's gonna watch this and just be like, Gary, you're an idiot, and be like, Vaughn, I love you too.
Yeah.
Other than that, man, I'm just doing my thing. Gundam's been really interesting. I can go to HL to P Bandai and I can bring up Gundam stuff too to talk about.
That's true.
Yeah, but other than that, man, been doing my thing. Also, I've acquired a lot more physical media. In the span of like a couple of weeks, I got like 5 seasons of Power Rangers on DVD. I have the Kamen Rider movie trilogy on Blu-ray because I kind of needed it for history reasons. I have Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. I've got a bunch of Sentai now, including Deca Ranger. Give me Magi and Boken, please. I need to be able to say Mahou Henshin Maji Majiro on my TV. Please. Please John Toei and Dave Hasbro. Yeah. While I get the rest of the news, Reggie, what have you been up to, my friend?
Well, if you guys have been following me on my social media, of course you know that I entered a relationship with someone, and yeah, as of January 28th, we are officially husband and wife. My wife, of course, is still in the Philippines. Of course, the U.S. legal process. There's gonna be a lot of paperwork and stuff to bring her over here, but in the meantime, she and I have been FaceTiming like pretty much every single day. And because we couldn't have my entire family be there during our civil ceremony, we're going to be doing a church ceremony in December 29th. Uh, so what happened there is that originally my parents were going to try to surprise me, but back in November, my mom did hurt her back, so she had to stay here. Of course, my dad didn't want to leave her alone, so I flew over there. Of course, met with my at that time, just my girlfriend, proposed to her on the 12th. I pretty much played it out like it was supposed to be like this surprise birthday party for me. I reached out to all my cousins and her parents and her relatives, and right around the time they were like, "Oh, sing a song, sing a song." So I sang a song that I sang to her before, and during part of the chorus, I just got down the knee after I handed her my bag. So she took my bag, she looked over this way, she turns to me, and she just sees me there, ring open,
I
ready,
I
completely threw her off.
I saw the video, and I will just say this much: if and when I ever get married, Reggie, I need to fly you out to wherever I'm living, and you need to be my hype man.
I'll be there, brother. You know that.
I already have. I was talking to Chenix this morning, like we always do, and I told him I actually have a really fun idea for when I get married, like when I want to walk down the aisle to,
Hmm.
and it's not Carry On Wayward Son, which actually shocked him. Um, I want to walk down the aisle to the Imperial March from Star Wars, and then we walk out to Carry On Wayward Son because I said so. It's my wedding too.
Okay.
I'll be like,
Okay.
I'll be like, listen, babe, you can do what you want. These are my two requests. So
Yeah. So originally, my our plan for like the church ceremony, man, was I was gonna sing to her while she walks down the aisle, but the church we picked say only our choir, only our thing, and like only the actual wedding march. Like, man, why you guys gotta break balls?
So to answer the question that will we ever get on schedule at this point? Mm.
Yeah, no clue. It's kind of out there, but yeah, of course, we're trying. Like I said, I'm still reaching out with my wife and keeping in contact. Gary's got his own life, so if we don't actually do lives, you can still watch our channel. I haven't put up any reviews lately, but I do the quick looks. Just quick, easy, like little YouTube shorts. I feel like that those actually get more traction than the reviews themselves. But then again, it might just be because of the content. Common Writer. While we do have that's something for the news. Kamen Rider Global has now opened up as a Twitter page.
Yeah.
Uh, we might be getting more Kamen Rider coming here. I haven't heard anything from my usual sources yet, but there is possibly things coming. Uh, so just hold on to that hope. But I feel like it's because of that. Majority of the content that I post on as reviews only have been like Kamen Rider figures, and those pretty much not as much attention as like say my anime stuff that I've done. So that's why I've been doing a lot of like just these YouTube shorts. And of course I carry over stop motions I made on TikTok. The most recent one, I use that audio where like treat, no treat, no treat, treat, no treat.
Tree.
With Shoma. That's actually gotten pretty much comparative looks on both
Uh,
TikTok and on here. So yeah, I want to do more stop motion stuff again, guys. I want to do more voice work. But yeah, that's pretty much what we've been up to. I mean, aside from if you guys hear like a little thing in my background, I am starting to try to print again with my printer. Obviously, it's not like the most high tech one, so literally everything is in parts. So, part one of a certain two tone detective is currently printing. This is just the back panel of the Joker half.
the the Joker.
Yeah, Joker.
So when's the Batman print coming?
Justice for Gotham.
Real quick before we roll into the news, I did actually want to bring up. Um, I watched the Devil May Cry anime adaptation that Adi Shankar did.
Oh, yeah. How'd that go?
It's fine. It's a show that I watched. I personally enjoyed what I watched. Mostly because, well, it's Devil May Cry. Johnny on Bosch is playing Dante. Um, that's the only misstep, and I actually read some behind the scenes stuff. Apparently, Ruben Langdon retired from voice acting, which is kind of depressing.
No.
Because you know how like you can how whenever you see or whenever you what's it called, like see a character, you can only picture like one person voicing him. For example, Tommy, JDF, Kevin Conroy, Batman.
Yeah.
Ruben Langdon not voicing Dante was a little shocking at first, but I think Johnny Young Bosch did a phenomenal job. And also, they have my favorite song from Devil May Cry, like from the entire franchise, as the ending theme in a very slow and beautiful rendition. Um, the song is called "Devils Never Cry," and it's hauntingly beautiful. Also, I should realize I have a fucking alfalfa again on my head. Damn it.
I was gonna say, man, the because John Young Bosch, he was my favorite PR actor. Like I grew up loving Adam,
Yeah.
and well, it's just funny when you mentioned that he is actually the voice of Dante, because that just made me think, huh, we can't get the original voice actor. Who do we know that voices somebody with the big sword that has spiritual powers or deals with the supernatural?
I need to get caught up on Bleach. Great segue. Um, yeah, like one of my work friends, she got into Bleach like late last year, and her favorite character is Toshiro Hitsuka. So
Toshiro's
now,
good, man.
so now she's getting a wrap on her car of Toshiro, and she has like pins on her bag of Toshiro Hitsugaya. And I'm like, Sav, I love you. Shout out to my friend Sav one time. But yeah, all right. So let's get into the news, and then we can ramble later if we so feel like it. I'm going to present
Bum bum, do 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 bum bum, do 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 bum bum.
Goju Bang. All right, I am sharing the window.
All right, let me hit the at the stage. All right, so we've got, of course, here Kamen Rider Global. Now, this came out of nowhere. People were like really surprised that that was April Fool's joke until the Japanese Twitters actually started posting about it, and then they were like, "Oh crap, this is real." So, Kamen Rider Global is, of course, it seems like they're going to be marketing out newer stuff like worldwide. They've been asking a lot of questions, primarily just questions and posts. Like, let's say this is the most recent post they've had is just marking Kuga's anniversary. We haven't seen any like news yet though in regards to like seeing like media that they're going to be posting out, things like there's a lot of speculation on what this could be, but it's pretty much opening up that they want to open Kamen Rider more. Of course, there was the effort back then with Team Rider. I knew those guys. They really tried hard, but of course there were things behind the scenes that kind of hindered what they were trying to do. But now we're hoping that Kamen Rider Global will be part of that. I haven't heard from any of them though. If I've talked to any of them, if they are going to be part of this effort, but hopefully they will because those guys were great. um,
I'm curious what this is going to entail. I know people like like Daniel the Pika have been posting what they want to see. So let me ask you this, Reggie: what would you want to see that this do for the writer fandom? I have my own take on this, but I want to hear yours.
I mean, basically, I would like to open up. I see we do have merch that's been coming out. It's mostly been P Bandai or through like their partners like So Collectibles has something, BBTS, like they've been able to get some of the like retail stuff, and of course also like Japanese stores that you see like around the country. Like I know there's a couple in New York, but what I would really like to see aside of merch is simulcasting. So like basically when they are a new Kamen Rider, they also have it available for their US viewers if possible. um, then maybe through like YouTube. I mean, I've seen like some YouTube channels that I watch where they keep it like kind of like, oh, it's you can watch it this time, but like you try to click on another video, but it's like, oh, it's not going to release itself for a couple of days. Like if they did something like that, or if they did it like on, say, not on YouTube, if maybe like even on Netflix too, because I know that some Netflix uh, some Netflix networks like around the world, they do have like Kamen Rider on them.
Yeah.
If they could do something like that, just so more people could be able to watch it. I mean, it'd be funny because that ends the whole idea of like, oh yeah, the subs, piracy. But that's what I would prefer to see. I mean, of course, it'd be cool to have dubs as well, but dubs, I think you really would have to just do that for a revisit. I don't know if they could do because it is live action. If it was animated, you could obviously do simulcasting dub and sub. But
Yeah.
obviously, they would probably have to like, oh, here's the sub version, like here's the sub version, and then like maybe a year later or a couple months out, like here's the first episode dubbed. Like if they can get a cast for that, but I mean, I know a lot of people that would fit the opportunity for a voice acting role in Kamen Rider. Um, I mean, I would love to, but
I
I know I'm not that level. But I know there's a good couple of people that like even fan casted for wanting to have Kamen Rider like be voiced. But that's what I'm hoping primarily is simulcasting as well as more fan events if possible. Like I know Team Rider tried their best with all their streams that they did back in the day, but if they did something like that or these community like projects like those photo contests we did back then, like just like maybe like even a little giveaway. But there's one thing I do have to bring up that was hilarious was the fact that when this first came up, everybody and their mother were trying to follow them, but because of Twitter's weird algorithm thing with gaining too many followers, this account actually got suspended the same day.
yeah.
And a lot of people that we knew were watching or like talking about it, I guess, on their streams in real time, and then they saw it suspended. So luckily we got it back, and hopefully more things come out. Like I mean,
Check.
like I said, there's only looks like only 4 posts total. Like their initial like, "Hey, we're here" post, and like, "Oh, hello, what kind of content you like to see?" And of course the Kuga anniversary thing.
Yeah. Also, real quick, sorry, Reggie, but I had to do it. Did somebody say pirates? Go Kaijin.
You have to,
Go
man.
Kaija. Sorry,
Go Kaija!
it's funny. So real quick, speaking of Go Kaiser, just quick side tangent. I hope you know I still have a recording from the other show of you doing Gai Ikari, and that is one of my ringtones. I hope you know that.
Really?
I will.
Minasan, minasan! Go Kai Silva!
I. I.
I miss that. I mean,
I will. I when we are done recording, I will show you.
okay.
As far as what I want to see from this, more DVD and Blu-ray releases, please. Like, what's it called? We're getting this isn't in the news, but Discotech's been releasing a bunch of the old Showa Riders, so they're doing X soon.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm gonna buy that because I want to see Starfish Hitler fight Kamen Rider X in glorious HD on my TV.
Yeah, because I
Um,
mean, Tokushatsu was the one who was trying to release the more modern stuff, and the last thing they did was
Ge-
Geats, right?
yeah, Geats, which I actually have on Blu-ray as well,
Yeah, I have all
and I have
four
Ryuki.
that they've done. So 01, Kuga, Yuki, Geats, which is like kind of an odd assortment, but I guess that was just the easiest they could do based on licensing, which
Yeah.
really threw me off when like they were able to show old episodes of Kamen Rider, the original Kamen Rider, and like we hadn't gotten a set from them for that.
I think it's also just really, really weird that like they just going back to the whole order thing. I'm surprised that like there's no more that there's like no other like Heisei riders outside of Kuga and Ryuki. Like I can
Yeah,
list
the
five
Heisei
people.
era is definitely like the most popular era. Like when I say popular, of course it's the more like relevant era, most relevant era. It's the one that people all know about. Uh, those that are just getting introduced to Kamen Rider, of course, they've been peeking in at Geats and 01. Like I've been watching a lot of YouTube channels that their first introduction to Kamen Rider, they've been just picking out episodes of Geats.
Yeah.
Uh,
I if we ever get back to doing show reviews, I'll be very honest. I can't do the Kiva one because Kiva Kiva's so. But
Kiva was originally on our schedule. We were going to ask our friend Ranger Liz about it, but then we stopped doing the show reviews just because like I guess it was just hard to get together. I mean, we wanted to have the show review for Kiva be on a Halloween. That was like back in 2022, I think.
No,
2023.
it was supposed to be 23 because we did the double one, and then we did. I think we did Decade with Tom. With yeah, we did Decade with somebody. I forgot who it was, and then real life happened and busy, and then I got busy. You got busy, and
Mm-hmm.
well, here we are on the road so far. We are in Dad's car on the road so far. Anyway, um, but going back to this, I want to see Blade on DVD finally because Blade's amazing, and Carl and I need to buy it, and then Reggie will buy it for you, so we can do the Secret Bugz2Men crossover episode again with Rob and Carl. We could talk about how Blade is like one of the perfect Kamen Rider seasons of all time because
So 2023, we had Chad, and actually that was just you and Aaron
oh yeah,
because I wasn't available at that time.
right, that's when we went to Decade no Sekai, and then Decade Rider kicked us, and then we got saved by the Seven.
Actually, that it says streamed 2 years ago, but that was 2022. Yeah, and then 2023 happened after we did our birthday episode. Then we did the contests for the Geats figure. We did Once and Always.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
this was Shin Kamen Riders discussion. I wasn't part of that
Oh,
again.
oh yeah, I saw that movie. That was peak Tokusatsu cinema.
Saving money got got charter now. We talk about the Kimmy cards. Thomas Nations 2023. Then we have 2024. You had your card stream, and then of course today. So yeah, we
Yeah.
did not have a lot of episodes since then. But of course, like you said, real life did happen. Real life did come and go. So now we're of course just trying to get on something that we can do.
Yeah. Speaking
Like
of
for
that,
this, it's like basically it's our new stream. I was thinking of doing shorts for news, but
yeah,
I think I'll wait until the next Kamen Rider reveal to start doing stuff like that again.
that may or may not be a news story that we discuss. All right.
Well,
Before we dive
when
into
the actual thing pops up, when the visuals and stuff, that's what I'm talking about.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Before we dive into the magical world of Sentai and Rider, I want to talk about something. Oh, and also there's some Transformers here and some Gundam news. I want to talk about something that I'm kind of excited about because I think I'm one of the only fans of this particular Tokusatsu, and I blame Vaughn for this. So Vaughn,
Ryukendo.
screw you. I love you, but screw you. Uh, Toy Rise, which I've never heard of this company before, but apparently they do like a lot of like anime figures. If you can tell, like right here, there's like Toy Rise Yellow Crusher, which I've never even heard of.
Look at all the Transformers Age of Prime stuff. But yeah, so this is a modern articulated Ryukendo figure. I think we haven't had actual merch of Ryukendo since his series. So
Which,
that's why it's
but for the people counting at home, is 20 years ago next year, same year as Bokender and Kabuto.
adventure. But yeah, so this is really cool. Uh, I'm just like concerned about the size. Otherwise, I would get it. Kind of like the same thing with like the SMP, Blue Beat kit. I really wanted to get that. I saw it actually does fit with SH Figure Arts, but I just haven't got one yet. But this guy though, I definitely feel like I would just because like it's another like I don't really want to say niche. I mean, it isn't that really well known to people who only know Power Rangers and have had inklings of Kamen Rider, but this is like a series I do remember because you said 20 years old. That would have
Yeah.
made me, yeah, that would be 12. Made us 12. And I was still in Japan at that time. So yeah, I remember seeing the original Ryokendo stuff in store.
So
But
like,
like I said, I was heavily into Yu-Gi-Oh back then, so I did not pay attention to any Toku stuff until like right before I left, and I bought that Dengasher.
interesting. Oh, also not mentioned in the news, but I have one other thing I want to discuss before we get into the Tokusatsu of it all. But yeah, it comes with a smaller Shiitsugeki Ryuken, which can split apart into armor, which looks pretty badass. I can't even lie.
Nice.
But yeah, it doesn't come with his Madan dagger, but that's okay. It's whatever. It's out in when is it? November for $65 on Hyperlink Japan, and I have like two other orders open with Hyperlink Japan because they have SMP Maji King in June and the Kamen Rider Blade Soto set, and I blame Vaughn for one of those because he posted the link on Twitter.
Yeah, I should really get back on that.
Yeah, that's not a bad price for a Triptychon, by the way. It's a reissue with like, it's still too big for me. I still don't like it, but still not a bad price. And
I mean, city formers are always going to be like too big for people, but I think that
oh,
like it fits.
oh crap! I don't. I've never seen Rescue Bots, but
Rescue Bots Heat Wave. It's obviously a retool of Bulkhead,
yeah.
slight retool, but it is still it
All
still
right.
looks good.
So before we roll into the other Tokusatsu news, I did want to mention one thing. Ultraman Z's coming to Blu-ray at the end of the month, and yes, it's on pre-order for me. And yes, I will be rewatching it because it has the dub with Matt Shipman and Zeno Robinson. All right,
I'm
so
seeing the first like news story. I can tell what we're going to be talking about.
all right, number one Sentai Gojuger, which by the way I'm actually watching every week. It's actually really fun and really enjoyable, and I really like Goju Wolf, but Goju Tyranno is my boy.
So you're also a disciple of Tega Sword Sama.
I am a disciple of Tega Sword Sama. So this is for
Tega
the
June.
Tega June, which is out in next month. This is Gary Udo's Changer / Mecha, and it's pretty much just a retool of
Tega Sword.
Tega Sword Sama in white, silver, and red. And personally, I think it looks pretty badass.
Yeah, it still follows, the same transformation scheme. It's just that, like, instead of having like two bladed pieces, it looks like a gun with like a magazine attached to the bottom.
Yeah.
Of course, this also comes with the additional sets of rings that they don't have. So it looks like we have the Geki Ranger ring, the Ninja ring, the Goseiger ring, and of course the Jew Ranger ring. After we had just saw what happened at the end of the most recent episode, which I won't say because people haven't seen it yet, although it's been memed to hell and back already.
I saw a great fan edit by Speed Racer Flubber on Twitter.
Yeah, definitely check out Dan's videos. He's hilarious, especially with all the
He
stuff he does with Sentai. So I was like, when I saw that initially, I was like, damn, that would have been a good video to do.
It's
But he did.
funny when you think of like people in like the Tokusatsu community who would be awesome to get on this show. Dan's been on my list for a minute.
Yeah, we should eventually, like if I ever do, because then I want to do like a fan dub like stream at one point.
Yeah, because
Maybe when there's like more out there. I mean,
yeah.
like I know he's like lead on doing a lot of fan dubs. I've seen a lot of other fan dub projects, some that I wish I was part of. But yeah, maybe you guys haven't seen it yet. Shout out to Calvin, Kamen Rider Meta. We recently put out the Outsiders episode 3 episode. I play Rando Joseph. I play the most random character around until like later in Outsiders, which if we do continue, I'm excited for. But outside of that, like we said, Take a June out in May. It's a retool, and it looks good. It's another like handheld changer that I think we mentioned. I think was that earlier in the stream, Gary, or off cam? Man, we're old. I can't remember what we talked about, but
so I like the design of the changer and I like the design of the mecha. I'm holding out hope for a Memorial to be released next year that has better
that's
articulation.
basically what I was going into. It was like, yeah, looking forward to Memorial. I mean, a lot of the changes that have come out recently, it's probably best just to wait till Memorial. I mean, the only one that I've bought from a recent series that like I didn't wait for the memorial was of course the Boon controller for Boon Violet. I had to get that, and my nephews love it too. They play with the buttons all the time. So in the event that they do release a memorial Boon controller, I'm gonna give that one to my nephew so he can
Yeah.
play around with it.
I mean, I'm swimming in memorials now between the Mobiris, the what's it called, the Gabba revolver, the Billy Caliber, and I have the Giga Gabba revolver on pre-order through friend of the podcast, Talk Collectibles.
Mm-hmm. Because I really love to get into memorial stuff. At the same time, the wedding or the church
Wedding.
ceremony. So yeah, so I have to. Your boy has to save up outside of the pre-orders he already had on hand. I mean, the only
Yeah.
external expense I've had so far since we started kind of contributing has been I found like those Pokemon blockies on shop because I really wanted to get them from AliExpress, but due to reasons we will not talk about on this show, probably not advisable at the moment.
Yeah.
And then also my friend Asteroid Wave, shout out to you, man. He went to a comic book store and he found something I've been wanting to add to my collection for a while, and I'm just gonna bring this up right now, just since I already started talking about it, because you guys know me, you know my customs. I've been doing a lot of like most recent ones I've done is of course the updated version of my Green Ranger Shredder right here. So and then of course the classic colors Foot Ninja, although the pants should be purple, but I went ahead and just kept it like the color scheme that the original Foot Ninja figure came out with. But because of that, yeah, my friend Asher Wave, he found for $25 each, which had me excited. The original SH Figuarts Ninja Turtles, so I should be getting this soon. I saw the price of shipping, and I'll just read out what I sent him because I think you guys will laugh at this. So when I saw the price of the shipping, hefty die-cast Ninja Turtles, hefty die-cast Ninja Turtles, hefty die-cast Ninja Turtles, upping shipping prices, turtle power.
Have you seen the Heat? I think they're called Heat Boys Ninja Turtle figures.
Yeah, those. Well, the mecha looking ones.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've seen those. Are you thinking
I'm
about it, man? Because I know you love robots.
So here's the thing. No, I'm not. I was just asking strictly because I know you're a Ninja Turtles fan,
Yeah.
and I already have action figure problems. Like, so you know my love of Ronin Warriors, one of my favorite
Mm-hmm.
anime of all time, and I've met David Kay and I met Matt Hill. Oh yeah, I met Matt Hill last year. Great guy, by the way.
Nice.
They
Did you
did
get
the
Did you get the Ronin Warrior figures or?
I got the Inferno armor figure from I forgot the name of the company, but Big Bad had it like $115. So I got it. It's not the armor plus one. It's the other one with like much better proportion that the armor won't break on you.
Mm, nice.
So I have him with his twin swords of fervor up there right by my Commoner O, which is missing an O medal, and my Lightning Collection Magna Defender. But yeah. Other than that, let's move into the next story that I actually want to have a little bit of a discussion on.
All right.
Report: New Power Rangers live action series coming to Disney Plus. Let me just get this right out of the way first. No, Disney does not own Power Rangers again.
You don't think they own it?
Nah, they have licensing rights. All right.
Disney can own. Disney can own all.
So long story short, to sum up this article here, then we'll discuss. Power Rangers ended with Cosmic Fury, the original 30-year continuity
Mm-hmm.
ended with Cosmic Fury, as we all know. Show's been on hiatus since then. The comics have been keeping the brand alive. There's been no new toys since the abomination of the Cosmic Fury Megazord and the Cosmic Fury Morpher.
Yeah, those are the only mainline Power Ranger toys. The last Power Ranger toy would have been one of the Lightning Collection items, uh, which I can't remember which is the exact last Lightning Collection release that was there. I think technically that was. Oh, the last wave was the one that had Turbo Red.
Turbo Red, RPM Yellow, Legacy Rescue
and
Blue.
yeah, and of course, the remastered figures. Those were also like what was the
Yeah.
last thing? So
I know Jane really misses the Lightning Collection, Lightning Fig PR on Twitter. Living Ranger Key.
mhm. I really wish that they had continued on. I mean, me primarily, aside from villains, the monsters. Uh, Last one we got was Minotaur.
So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's being helmed by Jonathan E. Steinberg and Dan Schatz. For those of you guys who
Mhm.
don't know who they are, they're doing the live action Percy Jackson series for Disney Plus, and I've heard nothing but good things about that series. I haven't watched it yet. I kind of wanted just to see like what we could be potentially getting in a new Power Ranger series, but I also want to see what else they've done real quick. Because when this was announced, I did a little digging around. So I'm gonna just I can't I'll bring it up right here. I'll just merge it in real quick next to there we go. He did Human Target for Fox. Black Sails, which I heard is also phenomenal. That's like a pirate drama. Um, Yada yada yada. TV series.
The
Dan.
Disney Plus related series. So I know that one's been uh, comparatively to comparatively to the movies. I think that one's been pretty popular. I've seen a lot of people like talking about that. So I feel like if he is helming it, it might be in good hands. But it really depends on like what direction they really want to go with.
Yeah,
Are they going for a kids show? Or are they going for a young adult, which I think is what like like teenager, young adult. I think that's what they're kind of going a little bit for.
I I'm cautiously optimistic. I want to see more of what their ideas are. Um, but yeah, we will see.
I mean, I just hope that if they since this is going to be a live action series, that whatever suits they are producing will have kind of a little bit like not like full on like these are just basically MMPR, but at least we'll have like some suit element designs that kind of are reminiscent. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I mean, if it's going to be a brand new like continuity, a new series, things like that, kind of working in, uh, just like keep it in the line of spandex suit or like instead of going like full alien with 2017's movie. I mean, I did like the helmet of red, but everybody else just kind of seemed like, and we're here too.
I think also just to wrap up this story, the only other piece of concrete news that we do have is that Toei is not involved in this.
Yeah, it's all new. So whatever materials they have, that's on them. Of course, they're gonna have if they like I said if they can't really do a one-to-one like look for it. Hi, Sam.
I think,
Yeah, we did. We actually talked about that like a good chunk ago.
yeah,
That was the first piece of news we brought up, and we're like pretty much a lot of Kamen Rider fans here in the states. We're hoping that this leads to something. So
yeah, like I said, I want to see where this goes, especially without Toei, because this would be the first fully independent Power Rangers thing that isn't a
project, yeah.
movie.
I'm just wondering like how they're gonna handle the stunts if they do have it, like or any like extreme stunts. I mean, we might see because it is Disney. We might see CGI fights. I'm pretty sure.
As long as they leave the cow explosions back in like the late 2000s where they belong.
And we include now for action director Michael Bay.
Keep Michael Bay far away from this place. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if, like, for an action director, they've been the guy from Black Sails, because apparently Black Sails might have had some kind of action scenes. Wouldn't mind it. But yeah, all right. So enough with the rambles of that. Let's talk about the next Kamen Rider series, Kamen Rider Zets.
So a lot of people notice that the pronunciation, or it might be even just Z's. If you look at the characters in the name, the way that they had written up the symbols, they look like Z's. So people are thinking it's like just Kamen Rider Z's or Z's. Yeah, because Z is like how they say Z. So like Zeto Cross for Z, what we would call Z Cross for Kamen Rider. So I've heard different things. Like this might not actually be the series, but it might be a special. But we'll see how things go. But this sounds like an interesting topic. It just makes me think of, well, you guys know me as a Pokemon fan as well. I do play Pokemon Sleep, so this made me think Kamen Rider Sleep. You sleep and you encounter new Kamen Riders. Is that basically what happens? Maybe that could be a cool concept. Kamen Rider fighting in the dream world. The other day at work, my friends and I, or my coworkers and I, we were talking about Fiddler on the Roof becoming public domain and somehow becoming like the horror thing, like with when you put like a Fiddler in the room, Fiddler versus Jason. So it's
Listen
like,
to me. Listen to me.
so
As,
Kamen Rider versus Freddy.
listen to me. As a Jewish man, I want to see them do Fiddler on the Roof versus Godzilla. Like like Godzilla goes on a rampage, and the only thing that can calm him down is to hit the Fiddler on the Roof during World War II. Come on.
Uh,
Oh God, I should have another one. Fiddler on the Roof versus Predator.
well, that movie might not last long. He'd be found instantly.
Anyway, all right. So yeah, we don't know that much about this. I'm curious what this is, and that's all I got on this. All right. So, Reggie, you want comic news or toy news first?
Hmm. Let's go with the comics for now.
All right. I'm gonna
So,
slide this over. Trooper Transform. We are VR. This show is not good. So VR Troopers is so since this article got leaked, either posted by Toga Chris or whatever Chris is going by on Twitter nowadays.
definitely Chris is now his.
He will always be Toga Chris to me. Anyway, um, they're doing Boom Studios is doing a mini series for VR Troopers. Um, this is more in line continuity wise with the Power Rangers Prime comics, which are currently a thing that they're doing. And yeah, I really have no thoughts on these. But VR Troopers, I think a sneak preview is coming on Free Comic Book Day this year, which is in 3 weeks to you and May, which is scary to think about. Yeah, it even says right here. They're doing a PR VR Troopers Free Comic Book Day special releasing in May, and then the new comic book series starts on the 25th of June. What's it called? That is everything that we know. I like the Boom Studios comics. I've read MMPR The Return. I've read Shattered Grid. And I'm currently reading on the Kindle app on my phone. I have a Comixology account. MMPR Godzilla,
Oh, nice.
which is very weird because I don't like the art style, but I kind of dig the story. And I've seen enough of Mighty Morphin so that when I hear the characters speak, I hear the actors' voices in my head. I hear Barbara Goodson as Rita. I hear Kerrigan Mahan as Goldar. And of course, I hear JDF as Tommy, which is, a thing. But anyway, yeah. Reggie, are you going to pick this up?
Probably not. I haven't really bought any physical comics in a long time. I haven't really read comics either. I mean, when I say comics, like just standard like American comics, and of course I read manga. I've been reading like a lot of different like stories on like Webtoon lately too. So, uh, I mean, I'll just see how it goes. I mean, it's cool that it's another like adaptation or another expansion into Toku that has come to America, but it's I don't know, man. I don't know if I
Can
would read this right away.
can we get a proper conclusion to Big Bad to Beetleborgs Metallics?
Uh, maybe eventually. Like,
Oh,
I'm so honestly surprised they didn't. But then again, they probably were thinking, oh, because I think I've seen like, isn't I might be completely wrong here, but isn't the aren't the VR troopers in the Prime comic kind of like the antagonist group? Or
I haven't read them yet. I'm waiting for the first trade to come out. But also, speaking of the comic train, slightly, well, completely off topic. I just wanted to show this off. So I'm very proud of this. Last year, my one of my local comic book shops had the complete run of X-Men Evolution comics, and the ninth one is like right by my bed. I got to rehang up because it fell. I'm very proud of this wall. I have all 9 issues, and then I have the 2 out of 3 of the Crow comics on my wall as well. Because the Crow is my all-time favorite movie. The new one is horrible. Don't watch it. Anyway, all right. So now we're gonna go from that to toys. Toys, toys, toys.
oh yeah, you know me, I love toys, 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 toys. You see in the background, you got more toys. Of course, we've got
Toys?
Playmates version of the Dino Megazord, and it's another Megazord.
It's
That's basically all I can really say.
it's a it's a thing. All right.
So I mean, Playmates is one of the Playmates is a company that does release like those individual like Voltron lions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and those look pretty good. So I'm curious how this happened, or this will happen. Uh, I know that these are individual pieces again. It's like it's not a box set like Hasbro did. Like Hasbro had the box set or the individuals. I think these are just individuals so far.
Yeah. So I'll just read the descriptions here because we have the descriptions for four of the things. They're doing the Automorph figures with a simple press of the lever. Each Power Ranger morphs from its teenage self to its Mighty Morphin Power Rangers hero. That's all of them, and they're $10 a piece. Which I will say one thing about Playmates as a company, from what I've heard, because I don't own any Playmates toys. At least I don't think I do. Uh, they are they make toys for budget people very very well. Like I've heard nothing but good things about their Ninja Turtles, and they've had the Ninja Turtles license since I was a kid, or
Mhm.
since we were kids. The Dinozords. So I'm not gonna read everything obviously, but like it's like you said, you have to buy all 5 dinosaurs individually, and they're $18 a piece, which is actually kind of affordable when you really think about it in the grand scheme of things. The Power Morpher, I
Well, it's,
mean,
it's another morpher. I mean, of course, we had Legacy. Pretty much in these past like 20 years, we've had Legacy, we've had the Lightning Collection, and now we're having the Playmates version. And the Playmates version, I know, is like full of voice lines.
yeah,
Whose voice lines? I have no idea.
probably gonna be random Playmates employee number 5,
Maybe.
and then the Blade Blaster. So that's all we know for images. Actually, no, we have images of the Automorphs, and nah, I'm good.
We skipped a one leg day.
Yeah, like they look like they've been working at Ernie's and just ignoring all of the legs. All right, moving on from there, we do
You of course
have
had the pictures from New York Toy Fair, uh, showcasing all of these. Of course, we've seen there's a line where they're riding their bikes. There's the villain line 5-inch figures, which I'm a little sad it's 5-inch, but at the same time though, this is our first instance of getting Squad and Babu. What I saw. So hey, I can at least grab those, add them to the collection. They will be horrendously out of scale, but
yeah. Mighty Morphin will re-air this coming July on Netflix, utilizing AI to enhance the original show.
which that will go along nicely. Yeah.
And I'm kind of hoping that they don't look like other shit. Otherwise, I'm just gonna buy the DVDs.
There's gotta be at least one frame that you're gonna see where like somebody's talking and their lips just go.
Only 10% of the product offering for MMPR is reignition is collector driven. As goal of both Playmate and brand owner Hasbro is trying to get a new generation of children's attention and grow the brand from there. Playmates has the ability to do toys outside of Mighty Morphin, but currently has no plans to do so. MMPR Reignition is forecasted for 2 to 3 years of product.
So basically, they're just trying to fill out the market, but doing with their most nostalgic piece. Which honestly, I feel like what they should have done instead is do Cosmic Fury. They should have just like they could have done Reignition, My Morphin Power Rangers Reignition as the collector line, so for the older people. But then for a kids line, they should have done Cosmic Fury figures, considering the fact that they kept bringing up when Cosmic Fury designs were coming out. These are we designed them this way so that it's easier to make toys. And like, you never made toys.
Yeah.
The only toys you did was the Serum Warfare, and you took a pre-existing mold and made it worse for a figure.
So
for a
we
Megazord.
do have the toy picks.
Yeah, that's this way.
Ninja Kids, Netflix, YouTube.
There's a preview of the Automorph and Tommy.
Of course, Tommy has his Aya headband.
Yeah.
I
mean, the paint work is at least good. I'm hoping it maintains that way, and it's not the mustard yellow, or actually it's butterscotch yellow.
Did you just make a Kendrick Lamar reference?
You might have to. You know, I love that song.
Actually, it's funny. So, I don't listen to Kendrick Lamar on a good day. My only exposure to that, outside of my buddy Zach, is the SNL 50 concert. Andy Samberg did a melody of Lonely Island songs.
Mm-hmm.
And he had Chris Parnell come up on stage. He's like, "Mustard!" Hey guys, look! Hey guys, look what I can do. Aya. Now
and of course, there's all the, like we mentioned, there's the Automorphin line, and then there's the villain line, which does have Squad, Babu, King Sphinx, Putties, Goldar, and their Rita.
Yeah. What's it called? There's that.
So, of course, like I said earlier, I would probably pick up Squad and Babu. I mean, they're not going to be 100% in scale with the rest of my Lightning Collection stuff, but hey, it's representation for them. I wish that they did upscale them a little bit, but who knows? Maybe they will make a collector like upscaled version at some point. But those will at least be good stand-ins in the meantime. The Jason was too sudden to speak.
I just want to make a joke. Guys, I'm the leader of the Power Rangers. No, bitch, no, you're not. Oh.
And Kim there with a big old smile, which I always found that weird, is that like even with like Hasbro's Lightning Collection head sculpts, I remember they didn't have like just a neutral face Kim. I think they always had her like with a different expression. Like majority of like the other Rangers, they just had like a neutral face. That's one thing that I wish that they did, is that they would release like multiple head sculpts back then.
Why does Tommy come with a blade blaster?
Because they don't pay attention to how his dragon dagger is supposed to be on the side. I mean, that was also an issue with the Lightning Collection's like remastered Green Ranger, is that instead of giving him a holster for his dragon dagger, they gave him a blade blaster holster. So what I did is I actually cut off the holster from my original Lightning Collection Green Ranger and glued it onto my new one, and then swapped them.
I'm not gonna get any of these only because I'm not their. It's not that I'm not their target demo. I just don't want them.
Yeah. But yeah, look, I mean, Squat looks okay.
Squat looks creepy.
It looks like how he's supposed to. I mean, if this was like Lightning Collection, that bag wouldn't be, molded onto him. That would be removable. I mean, maybe it is removable. I can't really tell.
Saving that to be my new Facebook picture, my new Twitter picture. That Goldar actually looks really cool. I will give him that much.
Yeah, but he does have a Dijon mustard gold. We got our putties, which I don't have a lot of. I only have the one Z putty for my Lightning Collection.
Speaking of Squat, Babu, Boy's actor just passed away recently too.
Yeah, rest in peace, man.
And he was the guy responsible for today on Power Rangers.
And of course, we have King Sphinx.
Lightning Collection
Because
gets better.
actually, no. I think this King Sphinx actually has more detail, or at least, yeah, the gold looks a little better than the other. Because I know that they did yellow instead of gold for him. I mean, I have him on my shelf, like all the way over there in my room, but got too lazy. Yeah, he was like their gimmick bike. Yeah, the gimmick battle bikes, which have for some reason this weird like armor holster thing on them that you can then click on the back, and I think it launches them forward.
That's still kind of a cool gimmick.
Yeah, but it's like if you're trying to go for accuracy, it's like what the hell is this?
No, Reggie, you can recreate the famous scenes from anywhere from Power Rangers where the Rangers got thrown off their bikes because the bikes were sapient.
But they didn't have that armor. Flip in a battle. Oh yeah, these are what they're considering their collector oriented. Yeah, and then, of course they, you know what they had to do. They had to make the musculature on them. It's just like the single jointed knees and elbows after having like Lightning Collection with at least with the male rangers they had like the double jointed elbows. The female rangers they started to do double jointed elbows more towards the end, which kind of sucked that they waited that long. But of course, these prototypes though you can see there's obviously inaccuracies. I mean, the Tommy here of course has another blade blaster again. His dragon dagger has too much gold on it.
Well, dude, Tommy secretly auditioned for Goldmember from Austin Powers 3.
You see Zach here; he's missing the yellow eyes on his helmet. Trini doesn't have any eyes on hers. But then again, these are all prototypes. So, which also explains why the bald Kimberly.
The
Here's the
Megazord that makes
Ultimate Megazord, which is because Playmates they do a lot of like the like electronic, like big non-transforming type of figures. So this Ultimate Megazord is probably going to be that. It's like it's just going to have the
speaking
built into it.
Dude, I want you to imagine something. Ben 10's Ultimatrix just turns him into the Megazord.
That'd be Ultimate Ranger.
Ultimate Megazord. Also, they did tease the Dragon Zords coming out next year. Here's their Zords.
Well, which look pretty decent. I mean, I do like the little added-on effect that they have. But I was well, that's the thing though. It's like I wish that they would have like interchangeable pieces for like to complete the tails on Triceratops and for the Saber-Tooth Tiger because obviously they added like these missile effect pieces to launch out. This one makes me laugh. Why does she have the? Why is the little?
Because when it flies like this, you need to be able to drop bombs on your opponent.
Yeah, but aren't those the cannons that should be on the Mastodon?
Yeah, but the toys always use those as the feet of the pterodactyl.
Did they do that for the Hasbro one? I don't think they did.
I don't know the Hasbro one, but they do come with minifigures.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool that they do come with minifigures. But yeah, like we said, they're individually packed, which I guess that's how they make it justifiable to keep the same price for pterodactyls because like it's really just a flat piece.
This is I know that these are all prototypes, but this is just screaming for a true Karo style paint job.
If I were to get another, then get those. Yeah, I mean, I still have the Hasbro one that I got for Christmas from one of our friends. Still in my closet though. I haven't taken it out. But I mean, the only time I really took it out was when I did the draped photo. Oh yeah, and of course masks, because kids love masks. And we do have, of course, there's the Power Morpher itself.
The coins are not die cast.
The coins are not die cast for sure, man. You can tell. But obviously, they're not going to be die cast because these are for a kid. You don't want a kid getting smacked in the face with a die cast coin when somebody messes up their transformation.
Speaking of roleplay items, also there's their Blade Blaster.
Which is a chunker. It's a chunky blade blaster.
Um,
Honestly, if I did not sell my legacy one, like I probably would think about getting this. Just
I
because but
I kind of want to see if I can hunt down a legacy one that won't cost me an arm and a leg.
yeah,
Um,
I ended up selling mine just because it, like I said, it was in the closet, not really.
that being said, I did want to also just bring up here. Um, I'm going to give Playmates props here. Um, there's no orange tip on the Blade Blaster. Thank you. I understand why they had to do it, but it like classic Megatron for the Transformers fans out there. They they were legally required to put one on that figure for that reason. That's also the reason why they can't re-release the original Masterpiece Megatron outside that figure being a pile of garbage. Because you could I think the original figure came like plastic BBs that you could fire.
Well, safety laws, of course,
Yeah,
and
there's also the
it's
reason
the whole
why.
reason why they have it orange tipped is so they're identifiable as toys. So
That's also the reason why the original G1 Megatron never got a reissue, and that's why his almost have always been tanks since then. Dragon Dagger. Okay, cool.
which comes with the power coin, but then again, that means like, oh, you're gonna have an inaccurate morpher because
They're
that is
gonna do.
releasing a
They'll
green.
probably do a separate Tommy Morpher at some point.
They probably will, and that'll be what will come with the white tiger coin. So,
Yeah.
and of
Alright.
course, they're gimmicky stuff. So
More
minifigs,
more minifigs.
more minifigs, collectibles. Gotta get some more. I don't know why I made like some sort of weird like British yeah, saying yeah.
They're gonna come with. I think it's gonna be two packs. So Trini and Zach, Billy and Kimberly, Squat and Tommy, King Sphinx and Jason from the one time that they fought in the show. Rita and the Putty, Goldar and Babu, Tyrannosaurus and Pterodactyl dragons. Dragons or dinosaurs. Sabertooth Tiger, and they made the Zords as 3 packs. Who knows?
Well, it might be that they might not make them be 3 packs, man. They might make them be like little blind box or blind bag style.
And then we have the plushies, so you kids can hug a plush JDF.
And of course, they're pretty much their recreation of the original like Bandai like 8-inch figures that they had back in the day. These obviously are not the exact same mold, but it's like a recreation just to kind of have that look.
Blade Blaster demo. The blade shorter than I want it to be, but that's besides the point. It's child safety, and that's it. All in all, the fact that they said they can do Mighty series other than Mighty Morphin has me intrigued.
At the same time, it's like they mentioned Mighty Morphin just for 2 or 3 years.
Listen, man, if this is the way that Sentai 5 can get a posable Shogun Megazord, I'm here for it. Because my boy has got shouted at a Lightning Collection / Zap and Legacy Collection. So,
Fair enough.
all right, moving on from there, I have Transformers topics to discuss. I'm not going to go all the way back to Toy Fair, although I could. Just a couple of quick hitters. The Sonic collaboration is now in hand. I can't believe we're getting a Sonic Transformer in 2025.
Yeah, of course, you got Sonic and you have Tails. Nice little pairing for the two.
Fun fact: I saw Sonic 3 in theaters the same day that Jimmy Carter died, which is really weird.
You didn't go too fast, man.
Well, actually, no. I got a text from my coworker saying that Jimmy Carter died. Like when I was in Target buying Studio Series Soundwave.
Of course, you have Tails turning into the biplane, and Sonic turning into his car from Sonic Racers. Obviously, because of the car, he doesn't have his iconic red shoes. That's just unfortunate, but what can you do? That's all you can really do when it
I'm
comes to that.
sure there's
But
a customizer out there that'll customize the front end to hell and back to make it Sonic relevant or Sonic accurate. I can kind of get behind this as a figure. It's not for me because I'm not really that big of a Sonic fan. Although, like I said, I did see Sonic 3 and 2 and 1. Yeah, if you're a Sonic fan, I highly recommend these. All right, Reggie, are you ready to talk about some spoilers and leaks?
oh, this is gonna be great.
Are we talking Age of the Primes or Studio Series? Up to you.
Uh, I don't know yet. Make your choice.
I'm going Studio Series. All right. So we got listings for 2026 Studio Series.
Oh yeah, we get Lawrence Fishburne.
Shout out to JT Prime on TFW.
TF1 Alpha Trion.
So I'm gonna just read these off and then we can discuss. Gen Studio Series Deluxe Dev Bumblebee. I think that means Devastation.
Yeah, the Devastation Bumblebee. We've gotten the Devastation Optimus Prime, which I've seen people not really too hyped about. I mean, it was cool. Like if I did not win this guy in a raffle, I probably would have picked him up to be my Optimus Prime rep. But yeah, I'm happier with this.
Is that the Studio Series 86 Commander?
Yeah, Studio Series 86 Commander Optimus Prime. I won this in a $10 raffle, and that made me extremely happy. The day I got it was the day after Christmas. So my nephew was here in my office playing with the other toys, and he saw the Optimus Prime. Like, can I play with that one too? Like, well, let me play with it first.
TF1 Orion Pax. Cool. I saw Transformers 1. I thought it was a fun movie. I don't really want any of the figures from the movie, but I can appreciate it.
I do have the Studio Series like Optimus Prime. I obviously that's just gonna be like a slight retool of that one.
Yeah.
So it's
Uh,
gonna be cool to see.
TF5 Barricade. Cool. Wing Charger, Sunstreaker, Kranix, and Cliff Jumper. So Cliff Jumper is obviously going to be a repaint of the Studio Series Bumblebee mold, which is phenomenal.
Or it could be like a re-release of the Buzzworthy Bumblebee Cliff Jumper that released many years ago that I really should have gotten in on. But honestly, this makes me happy because I mean, before we started the stream, I was talking with Gary. I really want to get since I got this guy and I have Bumblebee and I do have the Studio Series Starscream. I want to get into getting Studio Series figures. Which is funny because I was just primarily Beast Wars, but then hey, G1 might as well. So seeing Wind Charger, Sunstreaker, and Cliff Jumper being there, that makes me happy. I will have to, of course, track down the other Autobots at some point, or just toss them on my Amazon wish list and hope for.
I got I got a Bumblebee if you're interested.
I have Bumblebee.
I don't have any other ones. Okay. I don't know what Kranix is. Kranix has me kind of intrigued as well. I lost my earbuds. Deluxe TF1 Thundercracker and Arachnid. So for those of you guys who don't know who Arachnid is, watch Transformers Prime and don't buy the original figure. There's a third party that's significantly better.
So in Transformers One, she was a big part of like the antagonistic side. So if you do pick up the Studio Series Elita One, which I think should be coming out sometime soon, that would be a good counterpart to fight against. I mean, even with the B1, the BE-127, and the Optimus Prime Megatron, you can still include her in there too to fight. But that would be pretty cool. Honestly, I would have thought that she wouldn't have been a deluxe considering how menacing she is. I thought they would have made her a Voyager. So this is kind of surprising.
I would. So like I said, there's a third party Arachnid from Prime. The original Arachnid, for those of you who don't know, is arguably one of the worst toys ever created for Transformers, and I owned it. I can attest to it. I want to see pictures before I confirm and before I show any interest. Just gonna roll right into the rest of the other Studio Series. There's not really that much for us to discuss in regards to Studio Series. Voyagers, Skywarp, and Thundercracker, which are probably just going to be retools and repaints of Studio Series 86 Starscream.
Coronation Starscream, yeah. Which again, like I said, I probably will end up picking up just so I can have them with Starscream. Of course, we also have Shockwave there too, which is like yes.
I'm good with my shockwave that I customized by removing the tube from Siege.
Mm.
Alpha Trion, I can have a oh my god, what's the name? I can have an opposable Cowboy Curtis in my collection. Let's go.
Orange Fishburne. You have
Uh,
a Leader Soundwave, which is
I
I
already
mean
so there's speculation on that as well. It's just gonna be sound like the Voyager Soundwave with like enough of the cassettes to warrant leader class price tag.
that's probably gonna happen.
Astro Train is probably gonna be a repaint of the Siege one. If I really had to guess, I can't see them doing a brand new mold for it.
$86 obviously just a re-release, a reissue.
Did Snark get released?
Huh?
Did Snarl get released in Studio Series already?
Snarl is the Stegosaurus, right?
Let me look. Hold on a second.
Because I was pretty sure I saw him on Big Bad already.
Oh yeah, you're right. Snarl is just a re-release. Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any of the Dinobots in '86. I only have the Legacy Core class.
I had a Grimlock that I sold like last year.
You should have given him to me.
Oh, you're saying for things. TF Leader class TF5 Nemesis Prime, is it just
Which
really
is
paint
this
of
could be Optimus Prime with repainted eyes. That's basically it.
Studio Series 6 30th anniversary capsule, Deluxe Hound, Voyager Scourge, Voyager Hot Rod, and Leader Optimus Prime.
Leader Optimus Prime has me intrigued. I'm wondering if they're just gonna release the Commander Prime without the trailer. Maybe that's the easiest way to just do it.
Is it?
Because I mean, he's basically like a leader. Well, I mean, he's yeah, kind of. I would say like the maybe not modern, well, maybe modern leader scale,
Oh
basically.
wait. Apparently, according to this one random comment, Studio Series 8 family will be a new mold, not a retool. So who knows? All right, but now rolling into more things that we could discuss. We'll get to this one in a second. First, the thing that broke the camel's back.
Big convoy.
Jinx. So the reason why Big Convoy getting a new figure is so significant, the only release is a panel former that has no beast one articulation. It comes with a giant freaking cannon.
Yeah, this is exciting. Like I mentioned earlier, I love Beast Wars. Beast Wars Neo is also. I'm hyped for this because
And I bring up the figure real quick. So this is Big Convoy. Um, I I kind of want to pick it up. Um, it looks cool, and that's my only thought on it. I mean, also just because it's absurd enough. BotCon did a repaint. It was BotCon for
I mean he's had several repaints over the years.
here we go, Ultra Mammoth.
The
Don't worry, kids. The Ultra Mammoth can't hurt you anymore. It totally can. Anyway,
puns though, Ultra Mammoth.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. And this is gonna drain my wallet next year.
Oh, we got there. That was some quick strike. I almost said kick strike. Quick strike.
So we're gonna start off with deluxes because Quick Class, like I said, is no longer a thing. And once again, shout out to JT Prime 17 for posting these and sharing the information on DFW. Deluxe Quintus Prime. Okay, I'm not paying attention to the Prime subs. I don't follow the comics or really the lore. I just see look cool robots. I don't know what Sure Shot is.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, I sure shot. Let me. No, I'll try looking up while you go down the list.
All right, I was already on it. Apparently, Sure Shot's a Target Master.
That Okay.
Blast off. Yeah, I had to buy that because I am getting all the Brutic High.
Bruticus. So you already got Vortex pre-ordered then?
No, I need to do that. Like Reggie mentioned, Quick Strike. I need it.
You know me. I mean,
Uh,
Quick Strike was one of the Transformers that I did have growing up. And yeah, unfortunately, I no longer have that because it was a victim of, gold plastic syndrome. So it did break.
I
And
got it in my.
yeah.
I got a Quick Strike in New York Comic Con. I don't know what happened to it. Um, Deluxe Smoke Screen. Okay, so it's probably gonna be a repaint and retool Jazz. Power Glide. Kind of excited for that because the last Power Glide we got was a glorified Target Master. Swerve. Oh, I'm jumping. Shit.
So I know Jotaku's excited for this. Anime Ratchet. He loves the animated series.
I have
Uh,
I have the Prime Bumblebee and
Prowl.
no Wasp.
Wasp.
Wasp is phenomenal. Bumblebee's phenomenal. Optimus Prime. I kind of like the original better. And I also had the original being Blade Prime as well that I got off of somebody on Twitter last year. So Prime Cliff Jumper. So I bought the 4-pack like 2 weeks ago for Prime Cliff Jumper. I now have a Tarn and the other figure for sale. If anybody would like to buy it, please send me a DM on Twitter at base93. Shameless plug, including you, Reggie. If you want them, let me know. Cliff Jumper's fine. He's actually a pretty good figure. Um,
Voyagers. We're looking at another
another
one of the
Prime.
primes, Amalgamous Prime.
Brawl has me really well, it's not concerned, but
Well,
the
him
thing
being a Voyager means that yeah, Swindle will have to be a Voyager too. So we're gonna have a Bruticus with some big legs.
two deluxes, two Voyagers, and the Commander. Although it could just be a deluxe like the other ones, so you could do the whole cross compatibility thing, and he's just gonna come with extra bits for Bruticus to
That
justify
could
it.
be it too. Yeah, like they considering that. Well, it really depends on how they do Onslaught. If they do Onslaught as another like Metasaur Superion style body,
I would
like
be
when I say Metasaur, you know what I mean, Motor Master and Silver Bolt. But if they do
I
like
would
another
be
like body like
so
that.
if they did that, I'd be so disappointed. I don't want to believe that they're doing them, but I had to buy Bruticus because I'm a Bruticus fanboy.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that if it is what you're saying, is like he comes with the extra, like him and Swindle will come with extra bits for them to transform together for Bruticus.
Um,
And we also have Rekgar, animated Rekgar, voiced by Weird Al Yankovic. This is the worst impersonation I've ever done of Weird Al. But
I like garbage. You know what? You know what won't be garbage? Armada Sideways. Better not be.
well, Armada Sideways is like you said, it's one of the most hype figure. I know a lot of people are hyped, especially with that head changing gimmick. Hoping he does come with his mini cons for that. I mean, it would be pretty. It would suck if they didn't. It also make no sense. But I mean, when we did get Hot Shot, that like that event exclusive one, he did come with a jolt. So who knows?
There's
They could actually do that too, like you mentioned earlier with Brawl. He could be technically like a deluxe size, but then come with his two mini cons for his
what's
head.
it called? There's that. There's also a Nexus Prime,
So another Prime.
Big
You
Con.
have Big Convoy, and of course Universe Razor Claw, which is just gonna be a repaint Tigerhawk. We already know that.
Beat me to it, bro. And then
Yeah,
there's but
Tigerhawk's on my shelf, bro.
bro, Onslaught being the Commander class, of course. G2 side Swoop and Sludge.
Yeah, since we do have that G2, we do have that G2 Grimlock that was released recently, the blue one. I mean, maybe I just go ahead and grab those. Well, I don't know.
All right,
I probably would want to get the
and
classic
then
styles. But of
we
course,
have
down there is like the
G2 Swoop and Sludge, like I said, and that's pretty much it for Transformers news. Without going into Toy Fair stuff because we could gush about that for hours, but it's already been spoken about to death. There's Vortex. Well, I gotta go open this in the new window and go pre-order this after the show's over. I said so. All right, Gundams, real quick. Gundam lineup for April, because G Quacks has begun, my friends. 1140.
G clicks, quacks.
I like the wings on this RX 78 F00.
That was nice.
I
Like the energy shield type wings.
kind of want it. The price tag 39.60 yen compared to local currencies is necessary. Entry grade of that as well. Less detailed, but what the hell is that on the back? Is that a giant cannon?
Probably.
I figured. Entry grade RX 78 F00E Gundam. Entry grades are actually kind of cool. Can't even lie to you. The Police Zaku from G-Class. That's cool. Zaku Desert type. I like more Zaku's. My buddy Cam will probably end up getting that because I'm gonna be like, here, buy it. You like Zaku's. G-Line light armor really had no. The problem with Gundam for me is I don't know about you, Reggie. I just don't have a lot to say because I haven't seen the majority of the Gundam series. Like anything G or Wing, I'm hyped for, and there is something Wing related on this list.
I mean, Gundam is pretty cool. I mean, if you're really into model kit building, definitely go in for Gundam. Like you said, I haven't really watched any of the more recent series or things like that. I just remember back in the '90s what I would look at back then. But yeah, if you're into Gundam, we check out P Bandai. They've been putting out a lot of like notices when new Gundam kits come out.
Yeah.
So definitely pay attention to that.
The one thing I do that I know I can comment on because I've actually seen the source material. Where is it? Where is it? Oh wait, Gundam Haruto. Dude, why does Haruto Soma have his own model kit?
I don't know.
I'm here. MG 1/100 scale Shenlong. And this is from the Operation Additional Glory of Illusion, which is a manga for Wing. And it comes with a big sword.
Big sword, big sword, big sword, big sword.
And then P Bandai Ultron is getting re-released. So just a lot of cool stuff coming in if you're a Gundam fan. Oh crap! I kind of want that. That's a verse. So this is the Wing Gundam, Wing Zero Endless Waltz Verka, black and purple version or black and pink version. Crap. All right, Reggie, I gotta sell you. I'm sorry.
You can. I'm already owned by someone else.
Right.
And she will sue you.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be sued. This looks cool as well. The Ashtray red frame recirculation color. Black and pink just looks really cool.
Yeah, black and pink usually goes hard. So.
All right. Well, that is it for the news. Only thing I will say is this is going to be an exciting year for Tokyo. Go's Future is really, really fun. Like I said, Gojo Trans is my favorite character. And that's really all I have to say in regards to Tokyo. Go watch Devil May Cry anime. And yeah. I don't know what else you want to talk about, Reggie.
Like you talk about Go Future, I'll talk about Gav. Gav was pretty good. It's still going good so far. I kind of have, regrets that I did not pre-order a lot of the other Gav figure wars, but then again, that's me just trying to be as selective as possible with what I'm buying. I do have Gav, of course, there in the background. You guys may have seen, like I said, the TikTok I put up the other day. But yeah, definitely check out that series. It's been going pretty good too. And honestly, I will be a little sad when it goes. We'll see how the next series, if if Z's or Zets is the next series or if it's special, we'll find that out. But yeah, hoping it goes well, and everybody just have a good time, enjoy yourselves.
Yeah,
Of course,
I
you,
I
you
think
may see like things in the news, things like that. What's currently happening in the world is it's pretty tragic, and
yeah,
remember to help out those that you see that need the help. Um,
yeah, and just going off what Reggie said, like be kind to everyone that you can because you never know what someone else is going through, especially this time of the year. Like it's spring is coming. Easter is what next Sunday.
yeah, next Sunday.
So always remember to be kind to each other because that's what you do. I will say this: there was one other thing I did want to bring up, and it's only because I think Vaughn was talking about it on the what's it called? I think we got the first image of Ultraman Omega.
Yeah, red. If that's the actual image, then yeah, red. That's all I'll say is red.
My whole problem with that is like the same problem that I have with Ultraman Arc and Jeed. I like full form changes. I don't like armor
Mm,
on Ultraman, so that's why I like Orbins that are the only two Ultraman series I've actually sat down and watched. I kind of want to sit down and watch Tiga, but yeah, I think we're good to wrap this up, my friend, because it's 3:25 and I gotta go shower and get ready to go out to dinner tonight. So
well, and I got to prep my lunch. So,
Reggie, where can the people find you on the internet?
as you guys, of course, know, on Twitter, TrueKROs, you can also follow our show's Twitter, which is Bugz2Men. And you can also find me on, well, you can, well, like YouTube, Bugz2Men, Instagram, Reggie93, as well as on Threads. Blue Sky is also TrueKROs, and my TikTok, TrueKROs. Whatever you'll see on I put up there in terms of like stop motions or like small videos, you'll also find out here. So,
Uh,
Gary, where can I find you?
GBakes93 on Twitter. GBakes is the greatest ever on YouTube. That's all I'm saying. Don't find me anywhere else. You won't like what you see.
I will find you.
Before we go, should I play for the people that were the Reggie guy impression?
If it will be picked up by your mic, man, then might as
Oh,
well.
we're gonna do a test. Let me know if you hear this, okay?
Oh, that's too loud, man. That's too loud.
Is this good?
No, that was like way too loud, man.
Okay. You know what? You guys don't get to hear it. Reggie, I'll play it for you. I'll remove my headphones and my mic, and then I'll play it for you, okay?
Yeah, okay. Anybody that was well, I can't really put that warning, but whoever was watching, I
Sorry.
apologize for your ears. That yeah, Gary, we really need to get you a microphone, man.
I had a headset, but it's at work and it's kind of the property of my job. So yeah,
Well, if they don't need it.
it came with the equipment. It's weird, but anyway, yeah. Let's wrap this up. So like, if I can play the sound, you can go eat your lunch.
All right, everybody. See y'all later.
Love you. Bye.